Hello.
Hi, Vet. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Vet?
I'm fine.
All right. So, are you ready for our class tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we're done with debate prompt number 42, which is the would you give up certain luxuries to save the environment? And yes, we're done with that. Now let's proceed to should students have to do volunteer work to graduate? What do you think, Vet? Should students have to
I
do
think it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not.
Why?
Because if we do the volunteer work, and that's and it's and it and students are having more work.
So some people think that passing all your classes is enough for of a reason to graduate. What do you think? Okay, now let's read the context first. Can you please read? Homework. Can you please read, Viet?
Homework, sports, friends, chores, sometimes even a job. It's amazing that kids can fit it all in. Well, guess what? Some students have a new after-school responsibility: volunteer work. One teen works at an old age home. Another reads books to the blind. Other students volunteer at a homeless shelter. Or they do out of the goodness of their heart? Not really. They have to do it if they want to graduate from school across this country. Students are being required to do volunteer work to graduate. Some parents and students think this is unfair. They say that teens already have enough to do. It's fine if teens want to volunteer, but they shouldn't be forced to do it. Others say it's good for kids to do volunteer work. Learning to help others is educational. What do you think? Should doing volunteer work be a requirement to graduate?
Okay, thank you. So homework, sports, friends, chores, sometimes even a job. It's amazing that kids can fit it all in. Well, guess what? Some students have a new after school responsibility volunteer work. So one teen works at an old age home. Another reads books to the blind. Other students volunteer at a homeless shelter. Are they doing it out of the goodness of their hearts? Not really. They have to do it if they want to graduate from school. Across the country, students are being required to volunteer work to graduate. Some parents and students think this is unfair. They say that teens already have enough to do. It's fine if teens want to volunteer, but they shouldn't be forced to do it. Others say it's good for teens to do volunteer work. Learning to help others is educational. What do you think? Should doing volunteer work be a requirement to graduate? Okay. Now let's read the affirmative side first. Can you please read? Yes, can you please read, Beth?
Volunteering is great. Every teen should be involved. When teens work in a community, they learn things they could never learn in the classroom. Working at a homeless shelter or reading to the blind teaches kids to appreciate the good things they have in life. It also teaches them compassion. Besides, what could be more important than helping other people? Volunteering is important and it improves their life.
Okay, volunteering is great. Every teen should become involved. When teens work in the community, they learn things they could never learn in the classroom. Working at a homeless shelter or reading to the blind teaches kids to appreciate the good things they have in life. It also teaches them compassion. Besides, what could be more important than helping other people? Volunteering is important and it improves your life. Now, can you please read the negative side?
Having to do volunteer work isn't volunteering at all. Volunteer work should not be a part of schoolwork. Many students don't have time to volunteer. They are too busy with homework and activities. There's plenty of time to volunteer once you're an adult. Besides, there are lots of kinds of volunteering. Many teens volunteer at home, babysitting, cooking, and cleaning. No forced volunteering.
Okay, having to do volunteer work isn't volunteering at all. Volunteer work should not be part of schoolwork. Yes, it's true. So many students don't have time to volunteer. They are too busy with homework and activities. There's plenty of time to volunteer once you're an adult. Besides, there are lots of kinds of volunteering. Many teens volunteer at home, babysitting, cooking, and cleaning. No forced volunteering. Okay, now it's your turn. Make a list of 2 to 3 places where you would like to be a volunteer. And answer this in 5 sentences, Viet. In the second question, what kinds of things could you do if you volunteered at these places? Okay, first, you need to list at least 2 to 3 places where you would like to be a volunteer. And for the next question, what kinds of things could you do if you volunteered at these places? Please make it 5 sentences again for the second question, okay? You may ask questions if you don't understand the activity. Okay, Viet? You don't have any questions, Viet?
I don't know.
Okay, now you may start. I would like to volunteer at the nursing homes and at the homeless shelters. At the nursing homes, I can read a book, cleaning, and giving gifts. Wow. I can say wishes to the old people. At the homeless shelter, I can read a story and play some games with the homeless people. Very good. Okay. For this sentence, Viet, instead of giving, you should change it into give. I can give books so the homeless people can learn. Okay? So it's not I can giving books. I can give books so the homeless people can learn. Okay, very good. Now let's go to debate number 44. Should schools named for slave owners be renamed? So many schools named after slave owners are changing their names. Do you think this is a good idea? Viet?
I think what is slave owners?
Okay, slave owners means for a while. It means this is the following list of notable people who owned other people as slaves, where there is a consensus of historical evidence. So slave means a person who is forced to work for and obey. Another end is considered to be their property, an enslaved person. Or it is also defined as work excessively hard. Okay, that's it. So that's the meaning of slave. Okay. So should school names named for slave owners be renamed? What do you think?
And it's no.
Okay, since we don't have enough time left yet, we will just continue debate from 44 on our next meeting, which is on Monday. Okay? We will just continue discussing debate number 44 on Monday. Okay? So thank you for tonight, Viet, and thank you for listening actively. So it's time for me to say goodbye, good night, and have a good day ahead. Thank you. Goodbye.